Hello, hello. It is March 11th, 2023 here in Japan. Yes, I'm still in Japan. Stacy personally speaking, here with another live just to provide some information without going through all the editing stuff. Today I'm here to talk to you about Mercari or Mercari in Japanese. I want to share the experience I've had recently with you about this Mercari, which is an e-commerce company started in Japan in 2013. So basically, this is a platform for buying and selling all online. I've heard about Mercari. I heard about it before, but I didn't have the strength to try and figure out how this thing worked. And of course, it's in Japanese and all those things. But I was encouraged by a student of mine, a Japanese student of mine, to try it because I told them that I was leaving Japan and my plan was just to put all of my winter clothes into one big garbage bag and take them to the secondhand store. And they said, "You should try Mercari." And I said, "Yeah, yeah." But something was awakened in me to try Mercari. Something was awakened in me, and I decided to try it. So, this is actually the logo. You may have seen it before. You might even have seen it in America because in 2014, just 1 year later, Mercari was launched in America. So, it is really a Japanese company. And it is actually the largest selling flea market service. So you heard that word flea market. You know what that means, right? It's where you go to find bargains. I like Mercari. Let me tell you why I like Mercari. I like it because everything is very structured and set up. The other option that is very popular to buy and sell goods of any kind, whether it is clothing, shoes, household commodities, or even food, is through Facebook groups. We call them sayonara groups or goodbye groups. There are selling groups on Facebook where you can sell whatever it is within the rules of whatever group you have joined. What I don't like about those groups usually is that it requires you to physically meet the person or have the person come and collect the item from your house. Or you meet them at a station or some agreed spot to conduct the transaction. It's basically worked pretty well for everybody. But what happens with that through the Facebook groups is that you have to be negotiating the schedule. When are you available? What time? What day? And it can be a lot of back and forth. And then, case in point, the rain fell. Somebody who was supposed to pick up something, they didn't come. And so that kind of puts you in this position where you have to be in constant communication to make the arrangements to sell or have the person pick up or you deliver it. So what Mercari does is it already has a system where you can set your price. You can include the shipping in the price of the product, or you can add the price of the shipping for the customer to pay for it. And you basically have a number of options for shipping or courier service for that product. So you don't have to be in constant dialogue with the customer about meeting time, pickup place, location, delivery. You don't have to do anything like that. With Mercari, once you have listed your product on the platform, somebody sees it, they're interested, they pay all online, they pay online, and then you get your QR code provided through the system, and you take it to the relevant shipping place, whether it's Yamato, the post office, or any convenience store. So the options for shipping the product to the customer are, it's just it's seamless, and there are options to keep it anonymous as well, as you can also have the option to get the shipping address from the customer. So I really like the platform. Now I'm going to talk a little bit, try not to keep it too long, but I'm sharing my experience. So now you know what Mercari is all about. It's basically for buying and selling. It's a flea market style, so you can get new things at a reduced price, but prominently or mostly secondhand things, except in the case of food, of course not. So you are required to sign up. I did it on my computer. Of course, once you use Google Chrome, you can always get it automatically translated, and it works pretty fine. So I was able to do that on my computer, no challenges. I also downloaded the app. There are some things that you can't do except through the smartphone app. So please understand that very well. Because I have an old phone, I have been able to use my old phone with my current phone to translate whenever I'm using the app, if it's something that I really can't figure out. So one of the things that I noticed was that once I had signed up, taken pictures of the items, set up my profile, and listed the things, I was able to start some transactions very quickly. Of course, you are on this platform, which is accessible to millions, literally millions of people in Japan. Japan's population is about 127 million people. So, right away, you have a wider audience that you can target. With the Facebook groups, it's very limited. It's limited largely to other foreigners who are the ones who normally join these buy and sell groups, because there are buy and sell groups and there are groups that offer things for free. And it's mostly foreigners that are usually on these. And the foreign population here in Japan is about 2 million. So you can see the vast difference that joining Mercari affords. So once I joined Mercari, I was able to take pictures, provide the descriptions, and so on. And I could do it on my phone using the Google Chrome browser, so I could have things translated in English. Okay. It's actually pretty simple to use the app to set it up once you kind of start navigating it by yourself for a while. It's pretty simple. So I did that, and then there's this option to be verified. There's this option to be verified. Now, that's the part that was really, really, really frustrating. Really frustrating. I searched and watched countless videos about that verification process. It is tedious, and it's not supposed to be tedious. But what happens is that trying to take a picture of your residence card at a particular angle and so on is difficult, and you must use the app. You must use the app to be verified. However, you don't need to be verified to sell anything. You don't need to be verified to buy anything. What is the significance of verification? Well, apart from getting the green mark next to your name, it allows you to be able to transfer the proceeds from sales to your bank account, right? It allows you to transfer the proceeds of sales. I'm going to show you. This is my profile here, and you can see that I have there's a green mark. I have the green mark because I finally did it. But let me tell you, it was not easy. I did it during the daytime. I did it during the nighttime. I did it carefully. I tried so many things, but it's very, very meticulous in how it automatically screens it, because it should be done within minutes, literally, on your phone, but it kept rejecting the process. And once it does that, it starts you over from the beginning, which is what I did not like. So that was the first hurdle that God helped me, and I must say, God helped me to get over that hurdle of being verified. So now that I was verified, okay, of course you can see here, I I have 66 yen left because I was finally able to make a transfer. I was finally able to make a transfer of money that I had accrued from sales to my bank account. That was the second hurdle I had to overcome, connecting my bank account. Listen, when you have to consider things like your name in characters, so of course in Japan our names are written in katakana if we're foreigners, or kanji if you're Japanese, or hiragana. So it's not alphabet ABCD, so you have to remember how your name was registered at your bank, and it must be the exact same thing. The account number also must be the exact same thing for it to be verified and connected. I tried twice and I had problems, but I didn't know what it was, because it doesn't tell you. It doesn't tell you, oh, your name is incorrect, or oh, your account number is incorrect. Of course not. It didn't tell me that. It just rejected the transfer application that I had done. But I finally figured out that for my bank in particular, I had to be careful about which number I used. I needed to use the bank account number that was in my passbook and not the one on my card. What do you call that card again? Bank card, the ATM card, right? So that was something that I had to figure out, but I finally did it. Finally did it. And Friday, yesterday, my time, I was able to get that transfer. The transfer cost 200 yen each, regardless of the amount. So I actually lost 400 yen trying to transfer two times a while back, but it was okay. It was a great learning experience, and I'm able to share this now that I have successfully gotten the transfer. I was waiting on that connection to share about Mercari with persons who either are planning to leave, you want to start early to start displaying things. So I'm leaving in May, and I started this in February. Um, as well as for persons who might have accumulated things over time and you want to try and declutter, it's a great way to get rid of things. You get more money than if you take them to the secondhand store, because you can take pretty much anything to the secondhand store and they will tell you whether or not they accept it, and they will give you some money for it, but it's usually negligible, like literally negligible, right? So one of the things I also learned about using Mercari is that you have to be careful about what you expect to earn. So I have actually learned a lot about e-commerce and planning to, think about the shipping cost, because the shipping cost is very high if the product is big. There are very specific stipulations for shipping. Very, very specific. So if I'm going to ship this pen, it's probably going to cost through Mercari. If I was going to be shipping this pen, maybe I could get away with the cheapest shipping, which is about 65 yen. But something like this bottle doesn't follow any of the standard shipping sizes, which is from 60 centimeters up to 160 centimeters, I would have to go to the post office and they would weigh it. They would actually go through the process of weighing it and shipping it by weight. So I could package this. However, that's one of the other things that I kind of was nervous about. The packaging. What should I put it in? Do I have to put it in some official packaging or anything like that? No, you don't have to do that. But of course, you want to make it presentable, protect it if it's fragile or delicate or something like that. And so I just use boxes from the supermarket. I use shopping bags. What else did I use? Shopping bag. Yeah. I literally cut up a shopping bag and just like wrapped something like a present because it didn't need to be protected in any way. I just wanted to keep it private. So that was some of the things, as well as there are official and very specific packaging for certain sizes that you must buy at the convenience store or at the post office. Those are things that you will figure out over time, but of course it has been a great experience. If you have any questions about selling on Mercari, um, please ask me in the comments below. I actually received points. I had gotten some points, I think, because I signed up and something else, some campaign, and I had gotten some points which I could actually use at the convenience store. That was such a blessing, right? Because I was low on cash. I'm not sure about how those points work. You can also use what is called Merpay, like ePay. You can use it to go shopping without transferring it to your account. But I'm not really interested in that. Of course, the good thing about doing that is that you don't pay the 200 yen transfer fee, right? But the other thing you have to think about is finding stores and places that accept what is called Merpay for payment. But here in Japan, that's now a lot of places, including some supermarkets. But my supermarket that I go to regularly does not accept Merpay. Yeah, so that's it. There's a lot more about Mercari that I don't know, but I have gone through quite a bit of experience with it, and I'm sharing what I do know with you. So it's a great option for selling things outside of a Facebook group or even Yahoo auctions, which is also another popular platform used here. But Mercari has really grown rapidly and is very popular here in Japan. Thank you so much for joining me today. Thank you for checking out this video. If you have any questions, comments, if you have experienced using Mercari, please be sure to leave me a comment in the bottom. Leave me a comment. Leave me a comment. Let's keep this knowledge sharing going. Bye for now from Stacy, personally speaking, making my way out of Japan. Dun, 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 dun. God bless you.